grabbed his strap and said, yo, it's on. Thanks for tuning in. Tactical POV, guys. It's Bishop here. And this video is being brought to you by tacticalpovstore.com, tacticalpovstore.com. So let me tell you about my new online website, man, because I am so excited about this thing. I've been working my tail off for it for quite some time, and I finally got this thing ready to go. So as I talk about it here real quick to let you guys know, this is all my apparel that you see my original logos. I know I've talked about it before. I've got them in different variations from my original, which is red and gold. Then I also have black and silver, black and red, and black and gold. I had to put the black and gold in there because I told you before I'm a Steelers fan, so I got to rep my Steelers. Okay, can't help that. So, but you guys can see it. As far as I got bucket hats, and as I said, I have them all in all color variations too. So the other hats, I'm still waiting on the approval for them, because it was a kind of extra step to go for the actual like dad hats, trucker hats, stuff like that, snapbacks, and then adjustable backs to mesh panel, and then cloth panel. So it kind of got a little bit extra. So it required a little extra. So I'm just waiting on getting that word back from the company here to have it set up though. But as you can see here, ladies, I have your apparel as well. Actually, I can cut to the chase to that here. So women's athletics too. If you want leggings, great. I got them in all four. Sport bras as well. So it's good workout gear and equipment for you there if you want to try that out. I appreciate you so much. But right now, you put in code TPOV20, get 20% off in the store. That's code TPOV20. You get 20% off. Make sure you check that out, guys, and get yourself some gear, because it does help support me and my channel. And yes, it gets me one step closer to my own independence here, doing this thing full time. Finally, it took me quite a while to actually sit still and put this thing together. So, and I'm adding things as I go. So refresh your browser, because I'm constantly on this thing working on new stuff to put up here. So, and if you have any requests or anything, you can leave it in the comments below. But don't forget that tacticalpovstore.com. Use that code TPOV20, 20% off. Now, let's get to the crust of this video, what I'm talking about. And I'm talking about a man who defends himself in his home against home invaders here. And I say this, and I've always said this before, always have a plan and always be ready. Okay. Even though home invasions are somewhat on the rise, but don't get it twisted with, as far as the media saying that when they come out and say, well, home invasions are on the rise, only in certain areas, honestly. Okay. They are on the rise, but in particular areas, particular hotspots in the country. They're not on the rise all over the country. Okay. When they say it's all over the country, it's like it might be from New York, Chicago, LA, Baltimore, anywhere else, and like that. It could be Newark, New Jersey. It could be spread out all over, Denver, Colorado, or something like that. It could be anywhere, man. It's just particular certain areas, because there are some other areas where it's really not on the rise and hasn't moved at all. But with that being said, too, the fact that even though home invasions are on the rise to a degree, depending on how you look at it, personal violation, as far as being violently attacked, definitely on the rise, and that's all over. It's not just the particular areas, but we do know in the hot spots of particular areas, or in the top 10 major cities in the country, okay, without getting political in this whole deal, I'm trying not to, but we do know the crime is definitely on the rise by a wide margin. And even in my town, which is not even in the top 10, okay, the violent gun attacks are on the rise here as well. So this particular thing is on the rise when you're talking about it that way. So what I mean by this here, this is courtesy of Fox 11 out in LA. And this is a story here just, what was it? A day ago, I believe. Yep. So Let's get into this.
A Sherman Oaks man used his quick thinking and a gun to send 3 home invaders running. He fired multiple rounds at the suspects. Fox 11's Gigi Graciette talked exclusively with the man who defended his home and himself.
I opened my bedroom door and there's a guy literally 6 feet in front of me, different guy, part of them, and he's in my house already coming towards my bedroom. So as soon as he sees me with the gun, he starts yelling. I pull my gun out and I start firing inside of my own house.
He's only 26, but Remy says survival instincts he didn't even know he had kicked in today when 3 men broke into his house. It was just before 1:30 this morning on Beverly Ridge in Sherman Oaks. Remy was asleep, but heard what he thought were raccoons on his balcony. They'd been breaking into the garbage lately. What he found instead were 2 men, and one of them had a gun.
And I see 2 guys. One is pulling my screen door, my sliding door open. So I run towards my bed, grab my firearm, and at that moment my door's already slid open and I'm just putting rounds straight at the guy.
He sees the men run, but fearing they're going to find another entry point, he runs out of his bedroom, only to come face to face with suspect number 3, and he shoots at him too.
Imagine you open your bedroom door to go to another bedroom inside of your house and there's a guy right there. Instincts kicked in at that moment. I don't even know if I could ever do it again. It was just very instinctual.
The guy runs, but since he's inside the house, well, Remy runs too to get more bullets.
I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna run out of bullets. I run back to my closet. I have 4 extra magazines with the first aid kit. So
now I'm gonna stop him right there. Stop this video right there. I love the fact that he has a plan. I say this all the time when I teach. I say this to anybody when we all talk about this stuff. Have a plan. He had a plan. He had extra magazines and he had a first aid kit. He had it stowed away. He had it in a particular spot. So he had a plan of something. Always have a plan. Okay. If you're by yourself, make a plan for yourself. If you have a family, you get kids, wife, get the family together, sit down, make a plan. If you have a safe room, find out which is a safe room. Go through your plan and be ready just in case. Okay. Make sure that you have certain things that you need, such as extra ammunition, first aid kit, okay? Access, make sure somebody has a cell phone or something like that so you can call 911, so you can call for response, okay? Also, with that, if you do have a safe room, make sure that there's only one point of entry to that room, okay? There is no other point of entry. That could be a walk-in closet or anything like that, such of the sort, okay? Can bullets travel through walls? Yes, they can, okay? But that, you can start getting technical with that stuff. So we're not going to drag that out, but make sure you do have a plan though, and have the essentials that you need. As I just stated, those are the essentials that you need in your safe room. Absolutely try to make sure that it has one point of entry. Okay. And that's it. If it has 2 points of entry, plan for something else. And if you can't find a room that you can get to that's safe, that has just 1 point, then you make a plan for 2 points of entry, okay? Whatever you do, just make sure you have a plan and execute that plan. Practice that plan and then execute that plan.
So I grab my magazines, turn the lights off. I'm in survival mode.
By this point, Remy had called 911. Police arriving and clearing the house. No suspects were found, and it was later determined they entered through the back of the hillside home, climbing up this hill from a dirt road. Remy says the suspects were wearing masks and hoodies, but he believes they may have been Middle Eastern because at one point he thinks he understood what they were yelling, and that was, "Run."
Could have been gold, could have been Gna. I don't know. At that time, adrenaline was rushing through me.
He doesn't know if he actually shot any of the men, but he feels his gun and his instincts saved him from being robbed and maybe even from something worse.
Basically, the best case scenario in this entire situation
Was that you had your gun?
that I had my weapon, yes.
Absolutely.
The investigation into this home invasion is just getting started, but right now, police don't believe this was random. They believe Remy was targeted for whatever reason. If you saw anything out of the ordinary on Beverly Ridge or Oakfield Drive this morning, please call the LAPD's Van Nuys station. In Sherman Oaks, Gigi Graciette.
There you go. So, like I said, he had a plan, okay, which is good. Always have a plan. And he's right. He's 100% right. The best case scenario is that the best situation out of this whole thing really is that he had his protection. He had his firearm. Okay, now we can get to a debate, what's the best protection? What's the best for home protection? That's a debate that could be had with anybody, though. In my opinion, honestly, I believe that the best home protection that you could have, seriously, is an AR. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. AR-15. Why? Why do you say that? Because in the middle of the night, if you wake up out of a sleep or something like that, first of all, being accurate with a handgun is hard. It takes a lot of practice. A lot of your fundamentals have to be tight and they have to be on point in order to be very accurate. You can be very accurate, but it takes a lot of practice, a lot of shooting, a lot over the years. Okay. AR is better. Some say, why wouldn't I get a shotgun? Shotguns are good home protection to a degree. Now, if you have a shotgun, someone has either your wife or one of your kids or holding them as a body shield or something like that and using them as a hostage or whatever, in the case situation, that's the worst case scenario. God forbid that even happens. But if it does, now you have the wrong tool for the job. Okay. Shotgun is not the best tool at that point. Okay. Handguns are very hard to shoot, especially shooting as you saw his handgun. He made shots, didn't know if he shot any of them or hit any of them and standing even at point blank range. 6 feet is point blank range. Okay. That's nothing. Anything within 2 arms reach is too close. Okay. The average distance of engagement for a violent attack is 11 feet to 3 feet. Okay. So he said he's literally 6 feet in front of him. He starts popping shots and don't know if he hit the guy or not. There have been cases and situations to where there have been point blank range shots made at a threat or in a shootout or a situation like that where nobody's hit anybody. Okay. Shots were missed. So as I said, a handgun, it's a choice. Shotgun is a choice as well. In my own personal opinion, as I said, an AR-15 is the best choice. Definitely more accurate. It's just how you set it up. Okay. You got to make sure you got the right ammunition. I'm going to get this out there right now. Make sure you have the right ammunition. Okay. And understand the type of ammunition that you're shooting through that firearm for home protection. Understand what it is you're shooting, because a ball round 223 or 556, that will cut through 4, 5, 6 walls. Okay. Depending on the makeup of your home. If it's not stopped by anything layered or lined in brick or anything on the outside, yeah, it's going to cut through. It's going to cut through your house and it's going to cut through into the next house. Okay. It's a very nasty round, very powerful. So make sure that you have the right ammunition. Frangible ammunition is one. Make sure if you get frangible ammunition to where it will definitely hit the threat, stop the threat, and break up and not basically keep penetrating and traveling. Okay. And that's not just for AR-15, that's for also handgun as well. They make them for that. So you got to look into that. But shout out to this guy here defending himself, having a plan, making sure that he stayed alive, going survival mode. He went through and executed his plan. I said the same thing. Get this set up, get your family together, make a plan. Okay. This is not fun time or any joke or anything like that. Make sure you have one, because your life is on the line along with their lives. So if you value their life and yours, obviously you make a plan. And as I've said before, you are the first responder. Okay. Obviously he didn't have time to wait for a first responder to come save him, calling 911 and wait for the cops to show up. And there's no, you have to respond right now. So please get this first responder deal out of your mind, thinking that first responders are police and firemen. It's like, no, if your house catches on fire right now and you're out in the middle of nowhere, guess who has to respond? I guess it's going to be you out there either trying to get a water hose going or something trying to put the fire out. Okay. You're not going to sit around and wait for your house to burn all the way to the ground. You're going to try to do something to save it outside of saving your life, saving your family, like get the hell out, then trying to save your house. It's the same thing here. Home invasion. You're the first responder. You're out in the wide open, which you're more vulnerable. You're the first responder. So respond. Okay. It starts with you, nobody else. So anyway, that's the video, guys. If you like it, make sure you give it a thumbs up, man. I appreciate it. The whole yada, yada, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell notification so you get notified on all my videos. And I will see you on the next one. And remember, you are always responsible for your own safety, just like him.